Hi, welcome to the Light of Deception. Today we're going to get back on track. We're going to go back to our series on isms related to deception. We have covered already social justice, social gospel, and the social change agents relating to socialism and Christian socialism. Today we're going to start on Marxism. I'm going to backtrack into Karl Marx, but first I'm going to start off with Saul Alinsky and his rules for radicals. He was born after Karl Marx, but we're kind of going forward just to go back so we can cover the whole picture. I'm going to read an article for you. It is lengthy, so I'm just going to touch on some of the aspects here that will paint the bigger picture of his 13 rules for radicals. I'm going to kind of start off with who he is so you know. Here we go. Okay, it's Saul David Alinsky. He was born January 30th, 1909 and lived until June 12th, 1972. Was an author, activist, and a liberal community organizer and rebel rouser in Chicago who developed a method of local organization that was widely copied by the Democrats and influenced Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. He is credited with coining the term community organizer. His most well-known accomplishment was a book, Rules for Radicals. He wanted reform inside the system by pressuring government officials to take into account the needs and wants of neighborhood residents. And he believed that the ends justified the means. There's so much more to read. I'm going to really just go back to, I'm going to the rules for radicals. I'm going to give you the link so you can read more about what he has to say in between these two. So it says, according to Alinsky, the organizer, especially a paid organizer from outside, must first overcome suspicions and establish credibility. Next, the organizer must begin the task of agitating, rubbing resentments, fanning hostility, and searching out controversy. This is necessary to get people to participate. An organizer has to attack apathy and disturb the prevailing patterns of complacent community life, where people have simply come to accept the situation. Alinsky would say the first step to community organization is community disorganization, though a process combining hope and resentment. The organizer tries to create a mass army that brings in as many recruits as possible for local organizations, churches, service groups, labor unions, corner gangs, and individuals. You can see that happening in the world today. Alinsky provides a collection of 13 rules to guide the process, but he emphasizes these rules must be translated into real-life tactics that are fluid and responsive to the situation at hand. Rule 1. Power is not only what you have, but what the enemy thinks you have. If your organization is small, hide your numbers in the dark and raise a dim that will make everyone think you have many more people than you do. Rule 2. Never go outside the experience of your people. The result is confusion, fear, and retreat. Number 3. Whenever possible, go outside the experience of the enemy, where you want to cause confusion, fear, and retreat. Number 4, make the enemy live up to their own book rules. You can kill them with this, for they can not more obey their own rules than the Christian church can live in Christianity. That's why this book is a book written for Lucifer. Rule 5. Radical is man's most potent weapon. It's hard to counter-attack radical, and it infuriates the opposition, which then reacts to your advantage. Rule 6. A good tactic is one that your people enjoy. If your people aren't having a ball doing it, there is something very wrong with the tactic. Sad, isn't it? Rule 7. A tactic that drags on for too long becomes a drag. Commitment may become radicalistic as people turn to other issues. Rule 8. Keep the pressure on. Use different tactics and actions and use all events of the period for your purpose. The major premise for the tactic is to develop a operation that will maintain a constant pressure upon the opposition. It is this that will cause the opposition to react to your advantage. Rule 9. The threat is usually more terrifying than the thing itself. When Alinsky leaked words that large numbers of poor people were going to tie up the washrooms of O'Hare Airport in Chicago City, authorities quickly agreed to act on the long-standing commitment to a ghetto organization. They imagined the mayhem as thousands of passengers poured off airplanes to discover every washroom occupied. Then they imagined the international embarrassment and the damage to the city's reputation. Rule 10. The major premise for tactics is the development of opposition that will maintain a constant pressure upon the opposition. Increasing pressure results in reaction that are essential for the success of the community organizer companion. Rule 11. If you push a negative hard enough, it will push through and become a positive. Every positive has its negative. That's what's going on in today's world, people. Rule 12. The price of success attack is a constructive alternative. Avoid being trapped by an opponent or an interferer who says, okay, what would you do? Rule 13. Pick the target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. Don't try to attack abstract corporations and bureaucracies. Identify and responsible individuals. Ignore attempts to shift or spread the blame. According to Alinsky, the main job of the organizer is to bait an opponent into reacting. The enemy, properly goaded and guided in a reaction, will be your major strength. Boy, there is so much more to read too, but I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I'm going to go ahead and give you the link. You can find it on this side under Sounds Good, Is It? Just scroll down, you'll find it. And it's for conservapedia.com, Rules for Radicals. That's where you'll find it. Okay, we're going to pick up right there. So, this has been something that's been planned out there for a very long time and implemented by people like Saul Alinsky. Before him would be Karl Marx. We're going to talk about him next time. That's how the term Marxism came from, was from Karl Marx. And then Rules for Radicals is how to throw over your government, right? Throw over the people, make your cause look bigger than it is. have people turn against each other. You're causing the unrest. You're causing the people to turn against each other, to overthrow. Let's just call it capitalism now, right? You're overthrowing capitalism. These tactics, they think will lead them into more of a socialistic, which is really Marxism, into communism. So their goal is very clear. I know all these isms kind of lead to the same thing, but we're going to see how and pick them apart. So there's going to be repetitive in a sense because it's the same cause. And we're going to keep going from here. I hope these things and these articles that you find and you read, and some of the teachings and the YouTube videos that are on the site as well, just stay under news and media. You'll find, actually it sounds good as it is under PowerPoint, so you'll find that there. And then under that as well, you'll find politicalisms, but under the books, the booklets, you'll find the mysticisms that are related to deception as well. We're going to look at the Christian isms soon that all relate. They're all going to be drawn together to paint a bigger picture. And I hope this bigger picture helps you stay out of the light of deception. Thank you. Until next time.